When it comes to the health of a keiki, we often first think of physical health. Is the child well fed? Is it physically developing properly? But we now know that the mental health of a child is just as important. Here to shed some light on this is Renzy Baloran. How are you doing, Renzy? Well. Now, you've got a nice long title, Pediatric Mental Health Care Access Coordinator.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes, we love acronyms in the Department of Health.
I love that. And Erin Henderson Lacerdo, is that how you pronounce that, sis? Okay, Executive Director for the Association for Infant Mental Health, Hawaii. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I have to be honest with you, I was probably like one of those other people that didn't understand that mental health for a child is very important. And today, we'll hear your suggestions on how families can support their children's mental health from as young as a newborn. But before we do, Renzy, I understand that there's a grant in place right now to assist our local families through certain organizations. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, so the Department of Health Family Health Services Division, we received a grant. It's a federal grant focused on supporting pediatric providers so that they're better equipped to handle mental health cases that come in their clinic. And so it's mainly doing integration of primary care and behavioral health. As you know, there's not many mental health services available. A lot of families probably experience this where they're trying to look for a psychologist or a psychiatrist and there's no one to, the wait time may be like long, you know, right? Like, yes, and so our grant is hoping that if we can get pediatric providers to be more equipped to handle the mental health cases that come in, or like mild to moderate cases, then we can have more space and access to the more severe cases to our like psychiatrists and psychologists.
Yeah, and I think that's important also because I mean, as parents and sometimes as family members, we look at a child and we think they're just acting out. Like we don't understand that there might be a deeper issue there than just behavior or being kolohe or being naughty, right? Now, Erin, what does the Association for Infant Mental Health in Hawaii do?
We do want to help to promote and provide space for a network of providers across the state who specialize in infancy and early childhood and helping to create access really for providers who are specialized in providing mental health supports for these young children.
And when we're talking ages, we're actually talking like from zero, right? Like from birth. Is that correct?
And even prenatally.
Wow.
Prenatally, we can begin building what we call attachment, healthy, secure relationships, starting in utero.
That's amazing. Now, you know, I do realize that there's more to a child's mental health than just cognition and learning their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. So for our families that are watching right now, how can they support their babies or their child's mental health right now? If you have a few suggestions.
Absolutely. Sometimes we think that it takes a lot to help and support someone's mental health, but truly it's really the simple little things. Things just like what you and I are doing right now. We're sitting, we're looking at each other, we see each other in this moment, and all the things around us, whether we gotta cook, we gotta clean, we gotta go to work, we have to do all those things. But if we can be present, that's really just one simple thing that we can all do to help to support healthy mental health development.
I love that, you know, because as like a busy auntie, sometimes it's just easier to put baby in front of the screen so you can go ahead and do all of those other things. But sometimes, I guess what you're suggesting is that they be a part of those things that you have to get done.
Absolutely.
And that they're there with you.
Yes, just being present, being together, and making sure that children feel valued, seen, and a part of your everyday life.
These are wonderful suggestions, Erin. Is there a place that people can go for more information on this? Yeah.
Yes, so at the association, we do have quite a few pieces of information on our website. You can visit www.aimhigh.org. But there's lots of information out there in the community as well that can really help to provide activities. There's lots of resources from different providers. And I always suggest that people talk to the providers in their lives about any concerns they may have. And sometimes we think that like the little things in life aren't really big deals, but they can be really big deals for our children. And sometimes we forget.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we know things are coming up, so if we do, then we can be preventative as much as possible. And sometimes we can't. And so in that case, then of course we want to go ahead and access those providers that Renzy was speaking about earlier. And really our hope is to just increase access to support.
I love that, Erin. Erin, Renzy, thank you guys so much for sharing this important information about the mental health of our babies. Thank you.